Gemini, Gemini, Gemini. Gemini, this is going to be your 2021 kind of key point reading on what do you need to focus on. What are some of the major things that you may be encountering this year that you need to work on? Also, we're going to use Tough Shit Tarot to kind of get into obstacles, things that you really need to work on to make this a more productive year. And then we're going to sweeten up the end of it with the Goddess Oracle to kind of give you a little motivation or inspiration. Because sometimes the messages come through a little bit too rough with Tough Shit. So we got to soften it up towards the end of it. So we're going to be using Major Arcana for key points that you need to focus on. If you feel this reading, if you like it, please like, subscribe, and share. Don't keep me a secret. Share me with your friends. All right, Gemini, Gemini, Gemini. What's going on with my Geminis for 2021 spirit? Geminis, 2021. I kind of got a little grumble in my stomach just now, so some of you may be having some digestive problems. If you're like me, you probably ate Mexican food with too spicy salsa to it that it might be messing with you. So if you are having issues, you might want to look into that. Gemini 2021 key point spirit. What do they need to hear? Oh, all right. Well, we got a lot of magic around you guys. Some of you are going to be definitely dealing with some type of spell work. Could be coming from a female too. So if you're a male, you might be having some type of female working against you, whether this is spell work or just somebody who's kind of causing some type of problems. I kind of get a bitchiness with it. So male or female, you could be dealing with a female that is really, really bitchy, could be irritated with you. Some of you may be dealing with somebody who possibly could be working some spell work. Now, we have the Emperor, we have the Magician, we have the Hermit, we have the Moon, and we have the Wheel of Fortune. So the first thing that I will get with the Emperor, for some of you, you could be the person of authority this year with people around you, or somebody. Some of you may even feel like, male or female, I'm the one that's always having to do things. I'm the one that always has to start things up. I'm the one who always has to complete things. There is this thing of possibly, especially with the Hermit card, some of you may be getting tired of this role where people are always coming to you or always feeling like you're the only one that needs, or you're the only one that can do things. For a few of you, the Hermit card is literally taking a step back, getting yourself into a better mind space. I feel that some of you, let me get my glasses right, you guys. I feel like some of you could be possibly starting businesses where you want to be the head of this. So there's going to be a split, Geminis, for some of you, male or female. Some of you are trying to get out of the game or get from under it because you're feeling like I'm overwhelmed. Everybody keeps coming over to me. Everybody keeps expecting me to do things. Everybody wants me or wants a part of me, and I'm tired of it. I'm going into hermit mode because I don't want to deal with it. I'm going to do some self-reflection because I'm making some changes in my life this year. For a few others, it's almost like you want to go solo, but you're trying to get a plan together. So this could be somebody who wants to step out in a leadership role, but it's like, I need to research. I need to figure out what I want to do. I need to make a plan. Could be one or the other, or it could be in combination. Somebody taking a step back because maybe things that they wanted to work out aren't working that way, and now it's like, I need to regroup and then come back and hit it strong. I feel like there's some type of rebirth energy that's going to be coming in for you guys, and you're manifesting this with the Magician. There's a lot of prayer. There's a lot of putting things down on paper. There's for a few that are practicing, you could be doing a little bit of manifestation magic. But I'm definitely getting some energy where it's like, I'm going to take a step back because I need to regroup so that I can move forward. There's gonna I feel like there's gonna be this big push of, this is what I want and this is what I'm gonna do this year and I'm gonna make it happen. So some of you may be pushing past distractions, you may be pushing past people, environments or things that haven't been working for you, because it's like, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm rebranding myself. I'm Naming myself, there's a lot of re-ups I feel for you guys, especially for those that are looking into entrepreneurship. Some of you are getting tired of being a follower, like I want to be the leader. Now, with that comes a lot of responsibility, Gemini. So be really careful that you do the research, that you put the time into it, that you don't just go ahead and put everything on other people, because some of you might get got. With this magician energy, if you flip it upside down, this is to me a shady person. So I feel like if you go into something really too quick, and some of you, this could be your aspect of, okay, yeah, I am. We have the shadow side. I can be, a little something, something. But I feel for a few of you, be careful who you connect with. And I think this was in your reading this month, for January. Be careful of who you connect with, because they may not be everything that you think they are. Check people's agenda. If you're working with people and they're giving you something that's too good to be true, you need to look into it, because they may be getting something more out of it than what you actually think. So I will say, before you sign contracts, before you commit to something, make sure that you're getting something that works for you and that a person is not using you. Some of you have a very good heart. Um, and it's like you're trying to bring people along with you, or you're trying to, maybe this is a family thing, a family business, or you're working with friends. But I will say, be careful that you're not being taken advantage of in this. The hermit mode is saying, I'm going to take a step back. I'm going to pull away from social people, social media, going out and things like that, because I don't feel connected to everyone, or either I'm tired, I'm exhausted, and I need to rest. I feel for some of you that you're just overwhelmed. There could also be some health issues that are going on with this, but whatever the reason is, it looks like you need to pull back. Some of you may be having issues where you don't exactly know what's going on, because I get that there's somebody like searching for something. So either this is going to be a change in your life where you're not really sure where you're going, and you're holding up your lantern and you're looking for that road to open up. For a few of you, you may be dealing with some type of health situation this year where it's like the doctors aren't exactly finding what's wrong with you, and there's a lot of, searching and researching with that. I do see recovery for a few that are really going through some things. Now, I'm not a doctor, so if you are going through some things and you haven't gone yet, go get it checked out, because I feel like there's some positive news that could be coming your way, but you just have to connect with the right doctor. Now, the moon card could be something that is hidden. So maybe I need to look a little bit deeper. And like I said, when you're signing anything this year, when you're making commitments or anything this year, make sure you research, make sure you look a little deeper. Don't just go by people's word. Don't just go by people's handshake. It used to mean something back in the day. Nowadays, it doesn't mean anything. Some of you may be watching your back because you feel like there's something coming your way, whether this is something that has to do with business, jobs, co-workers, family. If you feel something, use your intuition and your discernment, because it could be what you feel. I definitely feel that there's some quietness that's going on with you, and it could be that you're moving in silence. I don't want everybody to know what I'm doing. I don't want everybody to know what's going on with me. And that's perfectly fine, because you do have the wheel of fortune coming in. So maybe you don't need to speak your business this year. Maybe you need to just kind of silently move along and then pop out with whatever it is that you're going to pop out with. Some of you have to be really careful that you're not sharing too much of your ideas with people, because I feel like that you could be dealing with people that really are talking, or they're not keeping your confidence that's going in. And for some of you, there may be a betrayal from someone that you feel really, really close to you, because it's like, you know what? I shared things with you, and now I'm finding out that you're putting it out there with other people. So if this has something to do with an idea or something that is really, really sacred to you, or something that you don't want to get out, be careful that you're not putting a lot of your business out there with people that maybe you think you can trust. I think this year you're going to realize kind of where you stand with people, or where people stand with you. Some of you with the Hermit card, you've already started pulling away from people, especially when it comes to even religion or spirituality. You may not be dealing with people as much as you were in the past. Some of you may even be questioning your spirituality or your path this year. Take your time, research, utilize that hermit energy. When you go into hermit mode, it's like, I need to pull back because I have to think, I have to regroup. I have to figure out what the next step is. And that's something that you can't rush. So even if you stay in hermit mode for a month, 2 months, 6 months, make sure that you're working on the plan. So when you decide to come out of that, you're moving forward. And with the Wheel of Fortune, you will be moving forward, but you need to have a plan that's taking you there. You just can't come out and be like, I don't know. Because where's the wheel going to go? We're going, what we doing with it, Gemini? So when you're coming out of hermit, You need to be focused on what you need to complete this year because the Wheel of Fortune is taking you there. All right, let's get into Tough Shit Tarot. What's holding you back? Any obstacles? Gemini, Gemini, Gemini. Any obstacles? Any issues that they are dealing with that possibly could be some blocks this year for them? Gemini, Gemini, Gemini. All right, let's see. All right, so we got a little bit of pridefulness. We got a little bit of a control freak. We got a little bit of fear challenging you. And some of you possibly could be dealing with addictions or people that are addicted. So, and then we got something with a move that's coming in. Some of you, you're going to be changing your environment, whether this is moving from an apartment to a bigger place or moving to a home. Some of you are going to even find out that you're changing you could be relocating. You could be going to a different city or a different state. So there's a big move that's going to be coming in for you guys. And it looks like that you're really trying to get your head and your money together so you can make it. It definitely is showing that this is also a spiritual change for you too, which means that for a few of you, you could be in a place where you're spiritually not blessed or lifted, or you don't feel that spirit is working with you in this environment. It could be toxic for you. For some of you, if it is in a place where there's a lot of addiction or temptation around you, you may even find yourself struggling with that. Like, I want to be here, but I can't because it's not healthy for me. This could be a relationship. This could be a particular place that you live. Whatever it is, some of you may be conflicted with, I want it, but I don't want it because it's not healthy, or I want it, but I can't really partake with this or partake in this because health wise, it could be causing some problems. This could be sexual addiction, food addiction, substance abuse. Um, Somebody's stuck. They're trying to get out of a cycle and they're stuck in the cycle, and you're going to be kind of fighting against it. For a few of you, you may even actually need therapy if moving out of this environment is not really good, or not helpful for you. I feel like you got to go a little bit deeper and figure out what the origin is. For a few of you, you could be having something that has to deal with mommy issues, and not being really happy in your life. For some, there's a lack of love. I want to be in love, but I can't find love, but you're feeding that with addiction. So be really careful if you are struggling with that. You need to figure out the proper way or the healthy way to combat that versus feeding yourself too much or drinking too much or doing something that gives you that high, but then you get let down with it, okay? The other thing is there's a lot of gossip. So be really careful that you're not participating in gossip that is detrimental to you to share. Remember where I said be careful when you're sharing things with people because not everybody's holding your confidence. I think somebody told me one time, if I can't keep it and I can tell it to you, what makes me think that you can hold it? And for some people that could be true. So it is showing somebody that's getting in a lot of, he said, she said, or did you hear about this? Or do you know what's going on with that? But I feel like there could be somebody screenshotting or going back. So I would say, one-on-one conversations if you feel like you need it. Don't put anything in print if it's going to be detrimental to your career or your relationships because it may be screenshot or put out there. Now, nowadays, you can even take the recording and play it back for somebody. So a few of you might need to look into your circle. You might need to look into your circle because if you got to worry about this, you don't have the right people around you. Now, we got the prideful thing where it's like you need the help, but you don't want to ask for the help. I need the extra money, but I don't want to ask for it. I need some help moving, but I don't want to ask for it. Some of you are afraid of being seen as weak. It's like, I don't want to ask because people are going to look at me as weak. We all need somebody. So don't get caught up in that energy where you can't move forward because you're thinking everybody's going to be judging you. For some of you, you're kind of falling down and people are looking at you crazy anyway. Like, okay, why aren't they asking for help? Or why aren't they trying to, bring us in for support? So you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. But I will say the prideful thing is going to be holding some of you back where it's like you got to stop worrying about what other people say. The status and all that stuff is not really what you think it is anyway. So if you're caught on, oh, they're going to look at me differently, you're dealing with some people that haven't put you on a pedestal anyway. And the ones that do have you on the pedestal, the vision is a little bit of, it's off. It's a fantasy. So it's too much for you to uphold, but it's what the people want to see. So you got to be careful that you're not trying to live up to some impossible dream. I do get there's a lot of fear. You have changes that are coming in, and it's almost like I'm scared because I know I need to make changes in my life. I know I need to let go of certain things, certain people. I need to start doing some things differently. I may need to move. I may need to go to a different environment. I may need to go ahead and get a cleaner diet. I may need to stop drinking or doing drugs. And what am I going to do with that? How am I going to, cope? Some of you are really coming to that issue where it's like, I got to work this out because what I'm doing is not keeping me moving forward. And that wheel of fortune is like, come on, we're ready for you. So I will say, if you can't do it by yourself, please reach out to someone, therapy, a professional, life coach, some of you clergymen. If you do have a best friend or a family member that you can talk to, reach out to them, because it's showing that a lot of you are holding yourself back because you don't know what's on the other side of that door. But I will tell you that if you know what's on the side of the door you're on, if it's detrimental or toxic, you've been in this energy. So you don't have anything to gain by staying there. You might as well go ahead and walk through the door and see what the new energy is like. Some of you are going to be struggling with that. Like I said, reach out if you need help. Let's look at the Goddess Oracle, and see what they have for you. Goddess Oracle. Some of you really want to be in love. Really want to look in love. If you haven't been taking care of your spirits lately, if you have ancestor altars or altars, period, make sure that you are taking care of your spirit. Some of you having visitation or people coming through and you're not really giving them the proper energy that they want. All right. Let's see. We definitely got Gemini, Gemini, Gemini. All right. Let's see. Endings and beginnings and a move. All right. First one, we have purification, and this is detoxing. Drinking more water instead of soda, drinking water instead of alcohol, eating, fruit instead of candy bars. If you're on rice or bread, you might be, gluten intolerant. There may be some allergies. Some of you they're making it so your body just can't process certain things that they don't want in it anymore. It's like, we don't like this, so you're not gonna be able to eat it. Probably like me with ice cream. I want ice cream, and then my stomach is like, no, you don't. My butt is like, no, you don't. So for some of us, we're coming to this energy of spirit is like, we don't want it in the body. We don't want it in the temple, so get rid of it. So some of you are going to be dealing with that. We have endings and beginnings. It's saying the old must be released so that the new can enter. That's that change. That's that fear, though. It's like, I got to let go of this so I can walk through this energy, this better energy. Some of you are really going to struggle with that this year. But like I said, you know what you're in right now. You know if it's not working, it's not working. If it's working for you, keep it. But if it's not working, spirit is like, let it go. Release. You got to let go of the old so that you can bring in new, fresh energy. Some of you have gotten so complacent that you don't want to let go of it. But the goddesses are saying you got something better coming in. We got home. Your household, your environment is improving in a move or in addition to the family. Some of you may be finding out pregnancies. This could be a new animal coming into the family, but for a lot of you, there's going to be a change in your environment. Some of you are going to be moving from one place to the other, and it's because you need it. You could be moving out of a place, like I said, that is toxic for you, but it is showing a lot of movement. And with the Wheel of Fortune, it seems to be in a positive direction for you guys. So I will say, try not to hold on to old things. If spirit is like, let it go, because it's showing that you have something better coming in, and it releases you from some type of stagnation that may even be detrimental to your health. So for a lot of you, if you're struggling with something in your environment, you might need to go ahead and cleanse, spring clean, throw some things away. For a few of you, if you're living in a place that has mold or other issues, spirit could be saying, look, you got to walk away from this. If you're living in a place where there's a lot of temptations with drugs and things around that you know you don't really need in your life, be prepared. Spirit is pushing you. And it's like, it's because we want you to be better. We want you to be healthier because you have good things coming, and they want you to be strong enough to really partake in it. Okay, Gemini? Woo! I love you guys, and I hope it helps. Talk to you soon.